The government is recovering $86.2 million of overpayments from COVID-19 related grants, according to an Auditor General's Office report. Now, so far, the Finance Ministry has recovered 99.7%, and efforts are underway to reclaim the rest. Lauren Ong with more.
The COVID-19 pandemic was an unprecedented crisis that went beyond preserving public health. Life support in the form of grants and vouchers were given to save jobs, especially those hit hard, like the tourism industry.
All this financial support amounts to $31.69 billion, but the AGO found that this could have been millions less. That's according to its 98-page audit report, where about half of it looks at COVID-19 grants implemented from 2020 to mid-2022.
Much of it focused on the job support scheme, the Singapore Rediscover vouchers, and 2 rental reliefs. Among other lapses, people who voluntarily declined the job grant still received aid. This involved at least $140,000 in at least 116 cases. Similarly, rental grants were mistakenly given to those ineligible due to an oversight. Lapses also led to $7.46 million in grant money given incorrectly in one case. Authorities say further checks will be made and action will be taken to recover the wrong payouts. The Finance Ministry and its Tax Collection Board says there's scope for internal processes to be further tightened, but it highlighted public agencies operated under tight timelines and had to manage overlapping waves of policy planning, implementation, and review.
Most have used the Singapore Rediscover vouchers legitimately for cable car rides or theme park visits, but then there are those who have redeemed on behalf of deceased persons. Others have enjoyed subsidies meant for children or youth. All these ineligible redemptions amounted to about $120,000.
The Singapore Tourism Board says it's taken steps to review and tighten the process based on these observations. It adds that the new scheme was launched within 4 months during the pandemic. While checks were in place, STB recognizes its processes could be more stringent. The AGO noted that the government had to develop and implement various schemes rapidly amid the pandemic. This came with tight deadlines and highly fluid conditions. While there were some good practices, the AGO says more can be done to identify and document key risks, maintain proper data sets and checks. It adds that more could also be done to clearly state the rules for grant schemes.
Well, the AGO report also made 5 other key observations. Among them are lapses in the management of operations. This included the money management practices by the People's Association. In one instance, a grassroots organization transferred up to 200,000 Singapore dollars to a staff member's personal bank account. Such large transfers were made 6 other times, totaling more than $700,000. Projects were also awarded and renewed to debarred contractors. While no money was lost, PA says it's tightening checks on contractors and improving how it manages the money. The Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore over-disbursed 1 million Singapore dollars worth of grants. This was due to wrong claims made by companies which had ineligible employees, among other reasons. The aviation body plans to set out clearer eligibility criteria and tighter rules on supporting documents. Lapses in procurement and contract management also resulted in losses. For instance, the Defence Ministry overpaid about 480,000 Singapore dollars for services under a vehicle maintenance contract. Similarly, irregular quotations were made to the Singapore Food Agency totaling 84,200 Singapore dollars. The food agency has lodged a police report. The AGO report also found weaknesses in IT controls. These involved the PA, STB, and the Public Service Division.